Welcome back to another review, this time for the anime Apocalypse Hotel. This one had 12 episodes and was airing in spring of 2025. We have the synopsis from my anime list. Many years have passed since humanity vanished from Earth, yet the Galaxy Tower Hotel in Ginza, Tokyo continues to operate. At the center of its staff is Yachio, a dedicated hotelier robot, along with other employee robots working tirelessly in various departments. Together they spend what feels like an eternity in maintaining the hotel, despite having no guests, as they await the return of their owner and the day humanity reappears. Now a small miracle is about to change everything for Yachio and her robot colleagues. This one was very surprising. Now, first off, this is supposedly an original, which is kind of crazy. It seems like originals are pretty good all around. At this point, I do not remember a bad original anime. Could be wrong though. This one is definitely more on the good side. Now, the concept is really interesting. So the concept is, someone, a human, made this hotel, and instead of having normal people work at the hotel, he decided to have robots do everything in the hotel. You see all the robots more or less in the picture. You have the blue and yellow ones. They are like cleaning robots. You have the robot back at the wall. He's like responsible for repairing and keeping everything nice outside. You have the purple one. All the purple is one big robot. His job is to just open the door and greet new guests. We have a cooking robot. We have a robot who transports your luggage. A lot of different robots, and everyone is more or less specialized. Now, Yachio, our main character and main robot, is the hotelier robot, and her job normally is to, greet customers, get them to sign in and give them the key, etc., explain what the hotel has to offer, and then it's the receptionist, more or less. That is normally her job. Now, there was something, so humanity is gone because there was a virus outbreak. That virus was mostly infecting primates, so monkey, gorillas, and then humans. And it was pretty deadly. So humanity decided, hey, we go and flee, wait for the virus to die down, maybe find like a vaccine or some cure, and then we come back later. Now, some of them supposedly went underwater, a lot of them went into space. And this hotel, which is mostly, staffed by AI robots, or mostly robots, interchangeable in this case, I guess. This one was still active, but no one is here to sign in to be a guest because, humanity, they fled and wait for a better time to return. Now, we do not know how long this went by. However, what we do know is all the robots in this picture are like a quarter of the robots that were initially in the hotel. There are a lot of robots that broke down, malfunctioning, they are not working anymore. That is why our main character, Yachio, is now the hotel manager, the more or less acting hotel manager, I believe, at this point. So there were a couple acting hotel managers before her and the original hotel manager. However, they broke down and she now has to do the job, more or less. That is why she's not only receptionist, she's doing a lot of more stuff. That is why we follow her. Now, the story itself, it is mostly about, the development of our main character, Yachio, the hotel, and, how this story evolves, or unfolds, better said. It doesn't evolve, unfolds is a better way to say it. Now the animation is good, sound is good, the idea I find really good. The whole idea of the Apocalypse Hotel. A little spoiler, we do get guests, and no, those guests are not humans. So we have, I do know there is like a manga being made for this show as well. I'm assuming, you know, taking the idea and developing it further, because you can do a lot of stuff, a lot of different extraterrestrials, how they, you know, interact with the hotel, with the robots, their wants, their needs, how they react with the environment, because, you know, Earth's broken down, a lot of ruins. There's a lot of stuff you could, you know, in which you could take part of the story. Apart from that, the comedy, I mean, comedy is always one of those things. I found this one really enjoyable. Comedy, you know, pretty spot on for me, at least most of the time. There were a couple times where not my cup of tea, but most of the time pretty spot on. There's not really any drama or so. We have a little bit sci-fi. We don't really see much of the sci-fi apart from, you know, robots and a couple spaceships. And I would say this one was surprisingly enjoyable. Now, at some point, we get introduced to like a new cast of characters, and that is the ones you also see in the picture. They come here, and they are more or less, you know, the humanoid factor in the story, instead of only having robots that are a little bit, you know, they react a little bit cold, a little bit too strong in their direction, or at least, you know, this is how they get presented. We have like a couple humanoid. I mean, these are clearly not humans, but we do have some, you know, life forms that do a little bit of, they take the job of like, or the idea of like a human in the show, and they are pretty adorable. At least the main one, which is on her lap. This one is really enjoyable. I do like her interaction with Yachio. Overall, this was really, I mean, I'm blabbering on. This was really enjoyable. My Animalist gave it an 8. Animalist gave it 80%. I would say I was pretty, you know, torn. I would say this is at least a high 8. It is a very solid show. Very well done. However, I like the idea really a lot. The concept behind it. So I'm like, you know, I'm feeling good today. So I'm just going to give it a 9 out of 10. I would recommend this one. It's not going to be action, even though there's some action. But it's not action poor. It is not a shonen battle thing. It is a very enjoyable show. You can, you know, chill out to. Some very cool ideas presented here. One of them, there are, I don't know why, but Yachio has like hidden quests she can fulfill. So sometimes she does something and bam, she gets like a, yay, you did the hidden quest. You get this reward. Which is really, you know, it's fun. And overall, this is a pretty surprising, enjoyable show.